most important lesson you've learned about healthy communication? Occasionally I'm asked that question, and here is my answer. The most important lesson I've ever learned about healthy communication is to be direct. Directness is difficult for a lot of women. I know it was for me. We seem to gravitate toward this indirectness. I think for several reasons. One is that directness seems less feminine. When most of us were little girls, we were taught to be nice and sometimes even a little coy. We were taught to be subtle and flirtatious so that we would seem demure and mysterious. Some of us developed tendencies as a result toward passive-aggressive behavior. These were our ways of getting our way without coming right out and asking for it. And these tendencies string along into adulthood for many women. Our marriage suffered from my indirectness for several years. I thought if my husband really loved me and knew me, he could read my mind. He was supposed to figure out what I needed without my having to tell him. And many times he was clueless, and that just really made me mad. I also had been taught that a good wife never verbalizes if she's upset. So when my husband did something that bothered me, I stuffed it. But if you stuff and you stuff and you stuff and you stuff, one day it's going to blow. And brother, stand back. My poor husband, he never knew what hit. These unhealthy patterns were finally healed when I learned to be direct. I learned to simply say what I needed without whining, without tears. I just asked directly and gently, and my husband, being a good man who loves me, is usually glad to oblige. And he so much prefers knowing to guessing. I've also learned when I'm upset to just tell him softly and gently, but directly. He may not be delighted to hear it, but it sure beats the blow-ups. He'll tell you that. We've been married 40 years, and a lot of our settling in together well has come from my learning to be direct. It works in all relationships, not just marriages. It works with friends and family, even at work. Now, you don't just blurt out anything without thinking. Yes, discretion is needed, but generally, directness breeds health. And that was the most important lesson I ever